Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be Ponyo and SS battling it out. uGpSS. Going to be a TVP here. Ponyo, a new player to me. I've never seen Ponyo play before, but I love the name. That was one of my favorite Studio Ghibli films there. Ponyo is always tons of fun to watch. And it looks like SS going to be spawning as our blue Protoss, kicking it over here at the 2 o'clock position, and Ponyo rather, was our red Terran at the 8 o'clock. So good cross positions here on Metalopolis. Now it's a best of 3, which makes me super pleased. Means we're going to see some serious action between these guys before we head into the finals. It looks as though the other semi is currently underway, so looks like they missed me on that one, but that's all right. But it's okay. I know I'm a little bit too forgiving on that. We want to see most of our semifinals, if at all possible, but yet again, it does happen. A lot of people do not read the rules for the tournament. It is what it is. Maybe it's when we get more money. Maybe they start reading the rules. But Ponyo, in the meantime, going to be starting with a good standard opener. Does have his wall off going down. Probably going to see that barracks go down here momentarily. Indeed, indeed. There it goes. SS, in the meantime, working on his gateway in great time. And going to be sending out his probe scout out across this map. So that'll be kind of fun. Looks like an early gas here for Ponyo going down just before the 2-minute mark, so could see some serious tech from Ponyo. Barracks about 50% complete, and we will see some units out on the field here in just a few moments. SS, in the meantime, going to be scouting up to the incorrect position first. That is okay. Should be headed down to the correct spot here momentarily. Notice we do have the gold expand still on Metalopolis. This is MLG's version. Some people are telling me, in fact, I'd like to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think that we should have the GSL version, or I'm not sure if it is the GSL or not, but there's a version that doesn't have the gold there anymore. If you guys think, I would like to hear your opinions, or do you think that the gold is okay? It looks like SS just barely makes it into this base, just barely in time before that wall off does complete. He's going to be cruising around, wants to check out what's going on. We do have that Marine now out on the field. Looks like he is going to be stuck inside here for just a few moments, trying to kite away from this Marine. Not going to get out for a good long while. Probably going to see Ponyo get the kill here. Back here at SS base, in the meantime, we do have that Cyber Core completing. He is going to be on double gas here fairly early, so could see some serious tech from him. And I remember, it must have been, what, a week ago? We saw SS do a very interesting play versus Terran player. He tossed down a proxy Stargate off one base and was massing void rays like crazy. And I think it was actually on this map too, so it's kind of interesting. It could be a possibility here that that's what he's going for. He seemed very comfortable in that build. And SS is one of those guys we've seen a lot of lately. Really phenomenal player. He does hail from China. Now Ponyo in the meantime does have a tech lab out on his barracks here. He's going to be working on concussive shells, tossing out some Marauders. He's already got one out on the field, and some more Marines going to be joining the party as well. Looks like SS does cruise around with his Stalker, keeping good map control. Ponyo just checking things out with this SCV, so I'm kind of interested here where we're going with this scouting, but looks like SS going to back up here, play a little bit defensively for just a while. Does grab a Twilight Council. It is currently complete and working on a second gateway. Oh my goodness, Twilight scouted. Great scouting there from Ponyo. That is really going to pay off. Wow, that was really good. Ponyo currently working on an engineering bay back in this hidden position. Is going to be tossing down a command center here as well. And just the 2 racks for now. Working on mostly Marauders at this point. Half and half, I guess. Half Marines, half Marauders. He needs to get out a reactor on this one. Probably eventually we'll see that. Either that or maybe another tech lab. That would work too. More Marauders is always good. More Marauders indeed. That's what he's got so far. But we do have the tech chosen. It is going to be a DT Shrine. Now, kind of an interesting play here. We do have a third gateway going down here for SS, but DTs, he's going to stick with it even though it was scouted there. So we could see some DT drops, I assume. It's going to be difficult to make it up this ramp, considering that we do have a nice solid wall off here for Ponyo. Ponyo probably going to be tossing down some detection here eventually. But we do have that second command center about to be complete. Should see an orbital out of this guy as well momentarily. Looks to be in pretty good shape. SS could be gearing up for an expansion here in just a few moments. But his DT shrine is complete. Oh my goodness. We've got a missile turret. Missile turrets going all over the place here. Pylon not going to happen. Good cancellation there from SS. Going to have to see him transition here, I believe. But he's got 2 DTs morphing in right now. Where are they? There they are. There's your DTs. Looks like a third now going to be cruising out across the map as well. While he is taking an expansion, so securing his second base. Looks like he will beat Ponyo to the punch, maybe on starting mining at the second. Or maybe not. Who knows? But looks like he may try and send DTs in one at a time, but that's not going to happen. There's way too much protection here. This guy is going to be in range of that ramp there. So if they cruise up the ramp, they will be in trouble. Look how far that detection reaches. Good stuff. Good stuff. Looks like SS going to have to back out here. He didn't take any real damage there. So just the shields is going to recharge those here fairly quickly. But backing out is absolutely his best play, I think, at this point. In the meantime, his second is about to be up and running. Let's just check in on your units tab, see where we're at here economically. 26 probes right now for SS to the 54. I'm sorry, the 31 of Ponyo. I looked up here for just a second and I got myself off track. Natural is working now for SS. We're going to have double gas out here for a little while, looks like. Probably going to see him go for some charge lot Archon. Notice he does have charge on the way right now. And Archon's, I think, a nice choice as well. So, good play so far. We'll see if he's going to grab any forges and toss down some upgrades here in just a little while. But back here at Ponyo's base, we do have another command center going down. Ponyo going to get very aggressive. I assume this one's meant for the gold expansion. Tends to be a great spot for a Terran player to go for their third base on this map, especially if they feel like they can control the game. And right now, I think Ponyo's making all the decisions for both players at this point. But Ponyo does have this bunker out, great defensive position, a whole bunch of Marauders, that's 6 of them there, and a good bunch of Marines as well. And double gas down here at the natural going to be going down in pretty good style. Here comes the DT. Looks like that guy is going to have to exultate, whatever you call it. I can't remember the Latin. No, exultate is a rejoice. So I got that one wrong. I got it way wrong. We do have a factory out here for Ponyo, kicking it at this position. Looks like he is going to pump out some Hellions in kind of a proxy location. Just for fun, maybe cruise behind this mineral line. That could be tons and tons of fun. We'll see how that's going to go for him. Good scan going down there for Ponyo. Going to be revealing quite a bit there. Notice that SS does have a lot of DTs out on the field, so kind of an interesting play, but the scan did reveal them, so he should know. Ponyo should be in pretty decent shape as he moves forward. More DTs here from SS. Now, how interesting is that? Mass DT is something I'm not super familiar with, but I'll tell you, it may be a good position or a good thing to try. And we do have a little drop going down here up at the top. Ponyo dropping a couple guys there trying to focus down the Twilight Council. DT is going to be getting up in these guys' face, taking them all out there. And Ponyo going to have to exultate Justi. If you guys can tell me what that means in English. It's the name of a song, so I'll give you that. But exultate. Good stuff. More DTs cruising out onto the field here, and a third being taken from Ponyo. Looks like he's not going to go for the gold quite yet, but taking the third here in great time, I think, is a wise move for him so far. It looks like, wow, an engineering bee going to be blocking SS position here. But SS, not too far behind in the supply count, and quite frankly, DTs are very costly, so it would be difficult for him. Oh my goodness, what the Archon is going on here. Whole bunch of Archons from DTs of all things. Usually I like to rather see players toss down a, what do you call it, a High Templar archive for their Archons, but that's alright. Looks like he is going to be able to thwart this push from Ponyo. Ponyo cruising out, taking now a lot of splash damage. That's a heck of a lot of Archons, man. 7 Archons is way too many, and here comes even more. Good night. That is 9 Archons. This is pretty early for 9 Archons, but Mass Archon, I'll tell you what, man, super effective these days against this infantry play. We're trying to figure out on the Terran side of how to deal with this. You know, that Terran metagame, kind of struggling with a Mass Archon and, well, Charge Lot Archon especially, but The interesting thing to me is that SS doesn't really have any upgrades to accompany this. Notice he's just chrono boosting out his warp gates and is trying to get a whole bunch of units in position here and go for the push. In the meantime, Ponyo building up a pretty decent defense. I'm surprised that Ponyo didn't toss down a couple bunkers here. I think bunkers would really be helpful at this point. But Stim going down. Looks like SS in phenomenal shape here. Ahead in the supply count. I think way ahead in the army. And wow, look at this. Ponyo with all of his units bunched up here, taking so much splash damage from these Archons. Charge lots getting right up in their face, and this whole expansion is at risk of going down here very quickly. Is going to be cruising around with these Archons, but he did take down a couple losses there in the Archons. Oh, I'm sorry, just one. And JJ out on the live stream is already calling GG here for Ponyo, but I can't give up quite yet. Looks like he's, I don't know, he may have a couple extra tricks up his sleeve, but he did indeed lose that entire expansion, and that is a substantial loss for him at this point. Checking in on that units tab. 35 SCVs to 46 probes. He's in dire straits right now, and it looks like these guys are going to make it up into the main. Now, this is the dangerous situation for Ponyo. Ponyo's got to be able to produce enough and hold this off right here, right now. Otherwise, these barracks are going to start to be at risk, and that unit production is so key. Look at that splash damage. So many Archons here. Cruising forward, he still has 7. He lost 1. But there's your GG from Ponyo. Game number 1 going to SS. That will take us into game number 2. That will be Ponyo's map pick, so we'll catch it there in just a few seconds. We'll catch you guys then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Neck. We do have live tournament action coming at you. Game 2 between SS and Ponyo. Looks like Ponyo currently down 1 game to SS. Extremely large Archon push in game number 1. Off of 2 base, too. He didn't even really try and take a third. So looks like he felt like it was going to make it happen, and indeed he did. Very interesting stuff. Ponyo, in the meantime, in game number 2, will be spawning on his chosen map, Antigua Shipyard. So hopefully we'll be able to take this down. Hopefully we'll take it to an ace match. I love it when we go to game 3 in our semifinals. And Ponyo definitely got a lot of skill, I think. I really drove the game early, but turned around very quickly in SS favor as soon as he got those Archons out on the field. So great stuff from him. He is going to be currently spawning as our green Protoss up here at the 11 o'clock position. So GSLs always force this cross position spawn on. It's GSL. Yep, GSL cross only. But yeah, cross positions only is a good thing to note. And notice that they did essentially pick that out, and so they know that they're going to be spawning in the cross positions. Just wanted to make sure there. I think is always a smart play, and since there is an admin in the game, that does make it easy for them. Gateway going down here for SS. Good standard opener so far. Is going to be cruising out across the field for some scouting intel. And back here at Ponyo's base, that barracks is about to be complete, and I assume we'll see a orbital command right after. Notice no gas, so a gasless opener here for Ponyo. So I'm guessing at this point we're going to go for either a fast expand or some serious pressure, but it looks like the second rack's not on the way quite yet, so we'll have to guess expansion here. Fairly early expansion from Ponyo. Ponyo, I love that name, man. It's one of my favorite little cartoons. I mentioned that earlier, but I just have to tell you what a pleasure it is to be sitting here talking about Ponyo. I'll sing the song if you guys want. Ponyo, Ponyo, little fishy in the sea. Good stuff, man. Cybercore going down here for SS. In pretty good time. Looks like we're gearing up for a standard play, but we do have the double gas already up and running for SS, so it could be some serious tech here from him yet again. Maybe even the same play we saw in that last game. Very difficult to deal with. Ponyo taking a fairly early expansion here. Going to be working on just the 1 racks for now. Working on some Marines. Actually, no Marines quite yet. Interesting. And there goes your second barracks. What do you need a second barracks for if you're not producing Marines off your first? That is my first question. There we go. We've got a Marine on the way. That's what we like to see. And we've got a bunker going down for Ponyo. Smart little play there. It looks like Ponyo trying to keep a forward position here with that SCV. Strangely enough, SS does have a stalker at the ready. Ponyo going to try and escape here. Not going to happen. Dead SCVs, that is what stalkers eat for breakfast. Look at that guy. He's chomp, 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 chomp. Nom, 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 nom. Good job, buddy. Good job. Notice that SS tossing down a pylon. He's like, why walk all the way up into that base? Might as well just hide it right here. So he is indeed hiding it. And for good reason. He's tossing down a Stargate in this position. Oh, wow. Nice. This is very close. Good proxy Stargate here going down. And looks like 2 more gateways as well. Going to see SS go for some one base Stargate play, it appears. See how Ponyo going to deal with this. Needs to get a scout down on that. Notice we're going for concussive shells. Concussive shells, okay for this fight, but I'll tell you, what he's really going to need is a lot of Marines. And the bunkers here are a very, very smart choice. That will help hold off the attack on the front there. See how he's going to proceed. I'll tell you, Stargate play versus Terran can be so difficult to deal with. It's one of the few plays that can really fluster a Terran player. If they're not expecting to have Void Rays cruising into the backside of their base, and you toss down, say, a pylon in this position here, and then start warping in Zealots up on the high ground as well. I mean, it can be so very frustrating. But notice that Ponyo tossing down double bunkers here. Oh, please do not salvage them. He's going to be cruising out. Looks like he's going to go ahead and take away SS forward position there for just a moment. Forcing back the Stalker. We do have 1 Void Ray already out on the field. The second one being chrono boosted out there for just a moment. And triple warp gates out on the field as well. Got to keep from getting supply blocked here. SS just about that. Looks like Ponyo's base is up and running in pretty good time. Does have a significant economic lead. So if able to hold off Stargate aggression here, should be an okay position to potentially take down this game number 2. And that is a nice deal, especially since game number 1 went to SS. But SS does have a nice little force cruising out across the field here, kicking it at the Sentry Tower for now, or the Zelnaga Tower, I should say, for now. And we do have 3 Void Rays, and about to be out on the field. The 3rd one almost complete. And a good-looking army. Is SS going to go for the front attack? It looks like he may. I think we're going to see him go full on right up into these bunkers here. And 2 bunkers here is a nice little play. Ponyo tossing down a missile turret here just in case. He knows he doesn't have a scout. Knows that there's a possibility of more DTs here. But you know what? Missile turret also going to be good against Void Rays. Here comes your attack. 1 bunker completely down. Looks like Ponyo is going to be backing out here fairly quickly, trying to get up a bunch of SCVs out into this position as well. Wish he would not have evacuated the bunker, however. I think he should have waited there just a moment longer. But great force fields here, forcing this engagement for half of those units. More SCVs being pulled. Is Ponyo going to be able to hold on? It does not look good. Not promising, that is for sure. So Ponyo could potentially be losing this game here. Was going to send SS into the finals. My goodness. 3 Void Rays still on the field. More reinforcements now streaming into this base and up to the ramp, and there is nobody here for defense. We've got 4 Marines, and that is it. GG, well played from Ponyo. Wow, nice play from both players. I'd love to see Ponyo play again, but SS showing the same kind of strength that we've come to expect from this guy. Phenomenal play. He'll be moving on to the finals. That means he is placed in the money for the evening. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt tab. Always alt Starcraft. We'll catch you guys in game number or on our next match, I should say. Maybe the finals.